Hey everyone and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where today I have to put away my umbrella to do the minion roulette, which is going to give us Damona from the Yokai Watch event. Today it is time for our level 53 armor quest. Hello there, Blancier. Blancier appears to be at his wit's end. You still willing to swing that hammer for me, Satora? Truth is, I've gotten myself into a bit of a bind. Do you recall them ventures, what saved me from that unholy rat? Well, they've commissioned me to craft a piece for them, and as much as I'm trying to understand their needs, the request has got me as baffled as a nugget-brain novice. Maybe you should talk to this Benether bloke and hear the details directly. He should still be waiting over by the wench. Oh, they wanted to commission you. Guess you made a bit of an impression, trying to be in armor, trying to see what it's like to actually wear the armor. Alright, let's go hear the details and see just what's got Blancier so confused. Hello there, Benether. Greetings, you are Master Blancier's assistant then? Aye, that's right, me assistant. Thought she should hear the job direct from the customer's mouth. Still got your pride, I see. Very well, we mean to challenge a creature of significant might and seek to seize every advantage. To that end, I would commission a quality piece of head protection for our monk, Sasapiku here. Sasapiku the Snake, they call me. I gotta strike swift and deadly and can't be wearing no heavy helmets. Cramps through style, you know? 'Twas a trial to even convince him to wear body armor. Thus I must ask that you craft a helm sturdy enough to afford protection, but also light enough that Sasapiku scarcely remembers he's wearing it. Do you see what I mean, Satora? An impossible request. A vow to consider your client's needs has barely passed your lips and already you cry defeat. What do you want, Hananza? If you've come to feed on me misery like some self-righteous leech, then you can bloody well bugger off. I came because I can't countenance you throwing a commission back in a customer's face after you've arbitrarily labeled it impossible. I'd wager Satora here could forge a piece to meet those specifications. When it comes to crafting light and serviceable armor, both leatherworkers and carpenters have a wealth of experience. I suggest you head to Gridania and seek the advice of their respective guildmasters. And what would they bloody know? They don't even work with the same materials. You're wasting your time, Satora, but I'll let you make up your own mind. No, I think Hananza has a point. Is that the only way he can ask for help? Proud, insufferable old alt goat. Show him how a proper artisan handles such requests, Satora. Twould seem the job is now yours, Mistress Satora, was it? I am excited to see the result of your labors. Alright then, let's go to Gridania and learn from the others. Not that we don't already know a ton from them, given that we are members of their guilds. But there is something to be said about learning from adjacent fields. Just because it's not exactly the same doesn't mean there's not something to be gained. In fact, those differences may be exactly what you're looking for when learning. A metal helm. I thought I detected the stench of the forge about you, Satora. I must admit to feeling somewhat betrayed. But I shall not be so petty as to deny you answers, child. As you well know, before one even puts saw to wood, one must first consider which variety of lumber best suits the properties of the piece one wishes to craft. The same can likely be said of armor craft. Amongst the many metals available, surely there is one that retains its strength even when beaten sufficiently thin to meet your needs. Indeed, considering the proper material is going to make a huge difference. Are you okay there, Mara Pamera? How does he do it? Such clean cuts and alacritous assembly. I cannot hope to mimic such mastery. I see you are giving up on carpentry. Alright, next up, let's go speak with Jiva. Alright, hello there, Jiva. What advice do you have for me? Branching out into other disciplines, Satora. If you'll recall my Jiva patterns, you'll already have the answer to your question. Always craft with an eye towards minimal waste. This approach also respects the life that was taken for the material by making the most of every strip and square. In this case, however, you may simply need to take care that you have not added unnecessary weight in your quest for sturdiness. So in other words, find the right material and be very mindful how it's used so that we do not use too much. This sounds like very reasonable advice to me. Let's go see what Hananza and Blonsteer think about this. Alright, back we go. It is a shame it's raining because that means we basically don't get any minion time, at least while we're in Limsa. Alright, hello there, Hananza. Well, what did our artisan colleagues have to say? Pretty good advice if you ask me. So in other words, keep it simple and choose a light, sturdy metal. Not exactly revolutionary ideas, but certainly fine points to keep in mind. If we're talking minimalism, then our best option is probably a mask of some kind. As for the material, titanium would be the strongest for its weight. Finally, the overall design should complement the swift striking style of your client. Hammer out the piece and deliver it to Benethair. Alright, we are looking to make a titanium mask of striking. Let's head on back up towards our client and then we can start crafting the piece. And in the meantime, I'll pull up the ingredient list so we are ready on that. Alright, let's start going over it now while we're walking back towards the clients. So, in terms of crystals, we need 8 fire crystals, 4 ice crystals, 3 wind crystals, and 7 earth crystals. Looks like we're going to need some titanium nuggets, so let me make a couple of those. In terms of our gathering, we'll start with timed gathering. In Eastern Thanalan, we can mine up 3 gold ore. On to regular gathering. In Western Thanalan, we can mine 2 iron ore and 1 copper ore. In North Thanalan, we can mine 2 grenade ash. In the Ravanian Forelands, we can mine 10 titanium ore, and use botany for 1 dark chestnut log. And in the Sea of Clouds, east of Camp Cloudtop, we can fight Dalmals for 3 Dalmal hides. Alright, 1 more titanium nugget, I believe. Alright, then for our pre-crafting, let's see. First off, as a blacksmith or armor, at level 54, we can make 2 titanium nuggets. As a goldsmith at level 50, we can make 1 rose gold nugget. And as a leather worker at level 54, we can make 1 Dalmal leather. And that should be everything we need in order to make our titanium mask of striking. Let's macro craft it and then make the delivery. Alright, mask of striking made, let's make the delivery. Hello there, Benethair. Mistress Satora, 'tis good to see you. You have brought the armor we requested? Yes, I did. Here you are. Ugh, you actually crafted something for them. Let's see this impossible piece of yours then. Is this titanium? It's so thin, but you've shaped the mass of the arcs and curves to reinforce the weak points. It's bloody genius. I love it. I can jump and spin and barely feel the weight at all. I am most grateful, Mr. Satora. No, we needn't fear a stray spike or claw slicing open our dear monk's face. Mayhap we shall call upon your services again in the future. I reckon you was on a fool's errand talking to those other guildmasters, but look what you accomplished. Seems me eyes ain't being open as wide as I'd thought. Indeed not, Blandseer. You still have a lot to learn. Alright, and with Blandseer once more thoroughly humbled, I'm gonna go double check on my materials, make sure I have everything ready, and then we can do our level 53 to 54 crafting for the day. Alright, I should have enough materials in here to craft one of everything from level 53 to 54, including the collectible we're making today, as well as our own personal titanium mask of striking. Alright, so starting off with the crystals, we're going to need 5 wind shards, 152 fire crystals, 36 ice crystals, 31 wind crystals, and 43 earth crystals. In terms of time gathering, from Eastern Thanalan we can mine up 15 gold ore, and from Kurth's Central Highlands we can mine up 6 dark steel ore. For our regular gathering, starting in the South Shroud, we can mine up 2 silver ore. In Western Thanalan we can mine 18 iron ore and 5 copper ore. In Southern Thanalan we can mine 9 mithril ore. In Northern Thanalan, we can mine up 18 grenade ash and 1 basilisk egg. In Kurth's Western Highlands, we should be able to mine up 3 raw Larimar, 45 mithrite sand, and 24 mithrite ore. And then in the Dravanian Forelands, we can mine up 90 titanium ore, and use botany for 9 dark chestnut logs. And finally, in the Churning Mist, I don't remember if we have access to this yet. This does require a little bit of main story progress, but we can mine up 10 hard silver sand. If you can't get to it yet, then just use the market board. In terms of materials we can get from enemies, there's just one. From Dalmals in Sea of Clouds, east of Camp Cloudtop, we can get 12 Dalmal hides. And now we can move on to pre-crafts. As a carpenter at level 54, we can make 1 dark chestnut lumber. As a blacksmith or armorer, we can make 2 dark steel nuggets at level 50. And then 9 mithrite nuggets at level 51. 3 mithrite rivets also at level 51. We can make 6 mithrite ingots at level 52, 18 titanium nuggets at level 54, 5 titanium rivets at level 54. As a goldsmith, we can make 1 basilisk whetstone at level 40, 5 rose gold nuggets at level 50, 1 Larimar at level 53, 2 hard silver nuggets at level 54, and as a leather worker, we can make 4 Dalmal leather at level 54. And that should be all the pre-crafting we need in order to make everything from level 53 to 54, including one of the collectibles that we're going to be going for in just a little bit. Alright, I'll be back when I'm done crafting and we can take care of that. Alright, that should be all the crafting we need to do for level 53 to 54. I'm going to go ahead and deal with doing any melds on my own time. New armor, item level 133, all headpieces for the 5? I thought there were 6. Hang on. Fending, maiming, striking, scouting, aiming. We're missing casting and healing. Okay, that's fair. So yeah, there's 7. Technically 8 armor types? But yeah, we're only going to be making 5 of the 7 for headpieces. Fair enough. I'll go ahead and deal with melding in a little bit on my own time. Yeah, the melding's a lot, so I'm just going to deal with it on my own time. I've talked about how the strategy I'm using for melding right now. in the blacksmithing episode that's, I think, the most up-to-date. The one that just came out, the level 53 blacksmithing episode. So, last thing we're going to do for today is we're going to make ourselves today's collectible and go hand that in for script, which I will probably be spending on materia. Rarefied Mithrite Bladed Lantern Shield. Oh yeah, we made a shield for Paladin today. Hooray! Let's go ahead and make that with our macro crafting. And then we'll be able to go hand it in for our script and be done for today. There we go, nice and easy. I love macro crafting. There's some really good tools out there to help generate a good macro for getting crafts done. And the crafting macro generators have come a long way recently. I was working with a friend on I was assisting a friend on making a tool like that can take in your stats and generate a crafting macro to help you just get high-end crafts done easily. But then somebody else came out with the exact... Oops, I went too far. Somebody else came out with the exact same technique and a lot more refined. I guess they had a lot more time to put into it. And I'm very envious. Damn you, Raphael. You used the exact same strategies that my friend was working on. And you just kind of did it really, really well with a pretty good web UI. I'm envious. I really want to learn from that code base. That's really neat. And it works really efficiently, too. Alright, so we got our 54 purple crafter script from that. Probably just going to spend that on materia for now. Next time on Final Fantasy XIV, I believe it is time for... There sure have been a lot of decorations around the city-states recently. I wonder if there's a seasonal event going on. I'll see everyone next time for Hatching Tide.